So summer is basically the time where everyone looks forward to. You know, no school. Sometimes you gotta work, but at least the day's nice and stuff. But it's mostly a good season for, of course, the kids that are in school, of course. I said of course twice. So yeah, I actually wanted to share this story for a while now. So I'm going to start now. Keep in mind it's going to be a long trip, and it might not be believable since, you know, I went from another place to another, but whew, it was a crazy 18. It felt like an 18th birthday for me, especially, you know, because I just turned 18 in March. Anyway, let's begin. So the day before, I actually logged off social media, which is YouTube and Discord. So yeah, everything was going well there. I packed up and everything, I was ready. By the way, I was actually going to Ohio, and if you know the memes, Ohio is not that bad, especially since I went to a small town where my dad lived. So yeah, I was ready, and yeah, that's pretty much it. While I was waiting for my mom to come home for, you know, the trip tomorrow, my mom's not coming with me. I just watched the Cuphead show, did some dishes, and that's pretty much it. Then went to bed. I wanted to vlog the whole thing, but my phone's like, no, you don't have enough storage because of your video data and all that. Huh. Oh well. Anyway, the next day, I got out super early, like at 3 or 4 for some reason, even though we weren't going on a plane. And I was like, alright, this is time. All my online friends miss me, and my YouTube miss me, but I'm ready to go. And set off. So yeah, the car ride wasn't that crazy. I was just looking, I was like, yep, Countryland, and yeah, just more Countryland, because I lived in Michigan. So going to Michigan to Ohio, my first destination. And no, the memes aren't true. Ohio's a pretty nice place unless you live in Cleveland, which in that case, you're screwed. Went to Cabela's, and there's my stepbrother and stepsister. It was hard for me to recognize my stepbrother, mostly because of the hair he had. I'm actually kind of going to make a joke. When I first saw him, I thought he looked like the singer from Two Door Cinema Club before, and yeah, that's funny. Met them, and then boom, right to Ohio. Cabela's is actually a pretty nice place. Usually it's like a, how could I put this? It's not necessarily a sports shop like Dick's. It's more of an outdoor place. You know, for fishing, hunting, and stuff. I mean, they sell guns and knives, so yeah. And hunting gear. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It even has its own aquarium, at least the one I went to. So yeah, then we went on a small trip. Stopped by CVS. We stopped by CVS. Wait, what am I talking about? Anyway, everyone else got some other stuff. I just got water. Because I know it's going to be one hot summer. Which was weird, but oh yeah, right. I forgot to tell you this. When I'm going to Ohio, I'm actually also going to Texas after this, but so yeah, I kind of got prepared. Huh. CVS water. Anyway, the trip there was actually kind of chill. My siblings weren't annoying me that much. And my stepmom and dad, not stepdad, just dad, asked me how life is and how going to college and graduating is going to feel like. I was actually kind of excited for college. Then I realized it's just an online joy. But yeah, I told him, yeah, life is fine. Graduated and stuff. Things have still been the same. I'm still not leaving the house. So yeah, I settled in. In my little room here that has so many Star Wars stuff, I swear. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, so yeah. Anyway, the bed I got is actually a bunk bed, but since I'm scared of heights, okay, not really, because of, you know, more on this trip, I just, you know, went to the bottom bunk. One, I'm very thick, and I just don't want to fall off or crush the bunk bed. Plus, if I ever do fall, I'll make a giant shockwave and make everything fall. Yeah. Anyway, organized my clothes, set up my laptop and everything, and boom, fixed. What a nice place. keep in mind my dad actually retired from the army because of his kidneys, and he still has that, well, army force still behind him. Still pretty cool. Anyway, every time we do chores, he'll like act like a drill sergeant, which is actually a pretty good change of pace from chores. Usually when I don't do my chores, my parents would be like, don't do it again. Okay, they will ground me occasionally, but if I actually do really mess up, yeah, it would be big, you know. Probably do the same if I stole something or whatever. But man, my dad was crazy. He taught us this thing called the standard, which is how things are supposed to be done. Like dishes, one scratch, that's not the standard. Making your bed, if there's a one lump there, that's not the standard. What's that? There's one single crumb on the floor? The standard is not met. He was crazy. Alright. But yeah, that night was actually pretty cool. We had pizza because of my return. You see, I haven't really get to see my dad or my stepmom a lot, or my step siblings. Mostly because I'm always living with my mom and stepdad, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was actually a pretty nice night. I had a nice walk around the playground and it was very peaceful. Like, my gosh. I mean, I know the Ohio memes might be true, but man, Ohio was beautiful in the sunset. Mostly because it's the sunset. And, you know, it looked really nice. Or maybe because Mentor, Ohio, the city, is actually pretty nice. We actually went to my siblings' little school here. And literally the public park is, well, a public park next to it. It's the schools, but you can still go on it, is what I mean. And, you know, it was fun. Fun being a child again. And, you know, it's been a while since, you know, my overworking and stuff. So, you know, it was really nice catching up with my siblings and my family. I kind of felt, you know, a big bloom in my heart. It just reminds me that, yeah, even though I'm 18, I can still enjoy, you know, hanging out with family. Despite, you know, YouTube work, homework, college work, other work. It's really wonderful. Yeah, me and my stepmom had a nice conversation about, you know, the future and college and a bunch of stuff, and how, yeah, I used to drink a lot of soda back in the day, and I still do. However, it's not as much as before, and I usually drink zero sugar sodas. Like, I'm actually drinking a zero sugar Sprite, but she actually saw how much I changed ever since, you know, the upcoming months. I mean, even a year, she definitely noticed a big change around me and my personality. I feel more mature and just, yeah, it just felt like, you know, you could just say it felt like a bonding moment, 'cause it was. You know, I'm actually proud of myself of how much I've overcame these years too. The past years have not been nice to me, let me tell you. But, you know, the cool thing about achieving something is that you can actually look back and see how much you've grown. You know, it's inspirational, to say the least. So, yeah, after going to bed and before just getting a nice sip of water, I went to bed while watching Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is a killer show, I might add. No, I actually seen the movie with my siblings. Yeah, it's fine. Yes, my siblings watch Bob's Burgers. Under 10. However, I mean, I've watched Family Guy when I was 4 before, but don't tell my parents. Hey, my parents are watching me. Okay. I woke up, and finally, we get to the lake house. The lake house is really a thing, like a little house, but it's big, and it's actually next to Lake Erie, which my grandparents own because they move in they own a moving company. You know, which is good for Ohio in case you want to move out of Ohio. Huh, no wonder they got rich. Anyway, it's actually a pretty nice place. It's probably like 2 times bigger than my house, and my house is pretty big. Well, yeah, it was cool catching up with all my family relatives. But my gosh, I need to tell you how big the house is first.